yelling, "Oh, we're starting. Hey." I can't believe that Chad belittled us for 7 hours after that monstrous disappointment of a live show. Man.
Brandon, do you still have your scars?
I was just starting to get my stride on
Got a
that.
lot of mental scars for sure.
And the internet's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Shut down. Chad's starting to talk. Shut him off.
It was exactly like Chad is like starting to explain how he's changing his life. It's like, oh, fuck, no one wants that. Dumb.
Shut him down.
We want old Chad. Chad classic.
We want narcissist Chad.
Angry narcissist Chad.
Need a
All
giant
Now
fat
available at
bastard.
Walmart.
Michael, will you please start the show?
All right. I promise I got it worked out this time. Welcome to the
Hey.
show. This is the fan show about MMA and grappling. In no way are we experts. This is the show for at a JV wrestling tournament. A dad screams in the stands, "Get up! What are you doing? Do better. Try harder.
Just
You're
punch her
a
in the face."
disappointment."
Ooh.
I heard that yesterday.
Twist
Yeah.
her dick.
I heard that yesterday. Anyway, so
You're a disappointment?
I did. In a
Rough.
JV wrestling
I'm
tournament.
using that on my
That's
daughter.
rough. That's rough. That's rough.
Never thought about that line, but that's
So-
a perfect narcissist line.
Look, the original version of that was always, we were at Lanphier High School, and it's like a cavernous thing, and like you're way up in the stands, and it's a JV match that is like after the kid lost 2 matches, he's still wrestling, and there's one dad in the top row of the stands screaming, "What are you doing? Just get up and pin him." Not only get up and do better, but then just get up and pin him.
Mm.
Just roll him over and pin him.
Easy.
I remember the first time I ever did the open weight at Blue Belt
Easy.
at IBJJF Chicago, and I fought that huge guy, and then the next guy, who was a rooster, fought him, and he shot on him, and he just disappeared.
He just sprawled on him.
I'll never forget it. Like, you just don't see the rooster anymore. He was a nice guy. Like, I fought that guy a few times, and he shoots on him, disappears. 450-pound man just takes the gulp.
Encompasses.
Yeah. And
Did he tap?
oh yeah,
No one would
eventually
know.
somewhere. My favorite part I'll never forget was there's the coach, because I'm standing right by the coach, and the coach is like,
The Roosters coach?
yeah, he's like, just get up. And I was like, really, you can do that? Like, thinking, all right. And then he's like, I'm trying.
So he fought him like Wolverine always fought Blob and
Yeah.
Uncanny X-Men. He would just get sucked in and his claws doesn't do nothing. Yeah, crazy. All right, so today I was going to wear a tuxedo, but I don't own one because we're doing
I was gonna wear one too.
Really?
Yeah.
I was actually...
I was like, I get my shit together.
I was legitimately being serious to Tina. I was like, how much in the budget do we have to go get me a suit?
We can go
and
to
she was
Goodwill.
like, go bleep yourself. And I was like, okay. So that was as far as I
How
went.
much does it cost to rent a tuxedo?
I don't
Maybe
know.
like $120 or something?
I was...
I mean, we can go to these, whatever these resale shops are, and probably get a.
Well, you won't get a tuxedo. You can get a suit.
Yeah, there's
you
a
can
difference.
see. I wanted like the penguin.
Yeah,
I
Like you want tails on your
exactly,
tuxedo
yeah.
jacket?
No, that's a horrible memory. I went to a school dance one time
Can
with
we
that.
do orange and
those
blue
are for the
tuxes?
tall people, and I didn't realize it was like a long tux, and then I looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
we
you're
should,
the only
we should,
one with it?
We should find that picture.
All
It's
right.
pretty good.
All right.
All right, so today we are actually doing the Heyyy Show Awards because we're at the end of the year, and because there's nothing going on.
I thought we were at the beginning of the year.
I mean,
Oh, that's
we were-
glass half full, glass half empty kind of shit right there.
So we are ending our year, and so around this time, still be January and whatnot. But also there is no jiu-jitsu going on right now. There's nothing. There's no tournaments. There's no nothing. There's very little super shows, and then now Fight to Win is like $5 a show, so that means I will never watch another Fight to Win cards.
You got to
Really?
like buy them now on Full Grappling or what?
Fight, the Fight app.
Oh,
Oh, they're not on Flow anymore. Ooh, I didn't
I
know
heard
that.
there was some kind of falling out.
they
He was
got-
bitching one day.
They got usurped by the one that Sun Yun likes, which is Submission Hunter Pro.
Mm.
The one that used to be smaller potatoes. Now Dan is on their next card.
Oh, okay.
Big Dan is. So I mean, like
I saw that.
they're usurped because they also have Fury Pro and they have Cody Steele.
Yeah.
So I mean, like they're just that Eric Garcia, who is a wonderful promoter.
I remember the first time I
He's a
watched
nice guy.
Andrew fight Cody Steele.
Did he win?
Oh yeah, just killed Cody Steele horribly.
Man, that kid's gonna be.
He
good
is.
in
He's
he's gonna
good.
be good at MMA, man.
I
He's
mean,
I
He's
can't
a
wait to
stud.
see Andrew getting back in there.
Andrew's got to get his mental shit together because you look at Cody Steele and you look at the Tackett's and you look and
I just want to be clear. You told me to hurry up to get through all of this, and now we are trying to do award shows, and we're going off on a tangent.
Keep it going, bud.
Just making sure.
Continue.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm done.
No, go ahead.
Andrew, get your shit together.
Good. Bullet points.
Nice, nice. All right,
bullet,
so
bullet point honesty.
we actually had our experts today do some research. So, oh shit. Okay, maybe not. All right. So, but I got the script out late, so I'll take half the blame on that. But the first award this year will be Submission of the Year, and I do have one if you guys need an extra. So go ahead.
When you guys think of that, and when you think of awards like this, when especially like something as like submission or in MMA knockout of the year, what makes more impact to you guys? Is it the flashiness of it, or is it the seriousness of it? And that's a bad.
I think
way
it's
to
the
say it.
Rocky moment of it.
Yes, that's what
I have.
That's exactly. what I'm
That's
thinking.
exactly what I scored mine on.
Because
I think
you got
the-
Hasim Rita's armbar of Cyborg.
Cyborg.
That's
I
a
think
huge moment, but it's
Cade
not
beating,
flashy.
I think Cade
Uh,
beating.
Did he win by
PJ
submission?
Barge.
No.
No,
Who did he
no.
beat in the finals? Miguel.
Yeah, Mika.
Mika. Yeah,
Okay.
Mika Gavallo. That was just Mika was just on fire.
Yeah.
No one had Cade as. I mean, if it was Ty, maybe, but no one had Cade coming out and doing that.
In the crowd, it was a pro Cade crowd.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was,
yeah.
It was very.
Well, he's the American.
Yeah, he was. It was a very pro. Ty and Cade were the two most over people there, other than Gordon. Which
It was in California.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
close.
Vegas.
Oh, it was in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
close.
I forgot. I thought it was in Anaheim. The Worlds was just in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Okay.
close enough.
Yeah, they're close.
Anything west of Kansas is
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. Partially true.
So, if we're going off of that, for sure, Rita's got to be up there.
I that was one I was thinking. Hasim Rita's armbar over. I mean, because that was like just.
It
That
blew the
was-
roof off the place.
And also just like, especially you being a pro wrestling fan, that's the biggest passing of the torch kind of moment that you can have in sports. A young guy coming up, taking out a
Rising to the
legend.
occasion.
Yeah, rising
Well, and
to the
he even
occasion.
last time we talked to Rita, he even said, like that set his career.
Absolutely.
I mean, that
Side-
was
We
a
talked to him
career.
at Pans a little
Yeah.
bit.
Cyborg was very gracious about it. Like,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like, I got caught.
Got-
Excellent job. Like, it wasn't like any
He's won enough
weird
shit.
stuff or anything like that. He
He's done
literally
enough
was.
bad shit.
He seemed almost kind of happy for him.
Yeah.
Like, which I also secretly inside you have to be like, yeah, you have a long day and now you just get to go hang out and
Yeah.
worry about the open.
Yeah.
I'd rather go out in the first than go out closer
Yeah.
to the end. So, I definitely think that. But I guess that's Ronnie's technically Rita's. So
Yeah,
Chad,
Rita would
Brendan.
be what I would pick for my submission of the year.
I'm having a hard time recalling like one specific submission that I feel like stands out. That armbar one's a really good one. You got anything popping in, Chad?
I mean, I still think that Cade moment blew my mind.
Yeah,
When he
really
tapped
did.
Mika?
When
Yeah,
he
that
tapped
was pretty
Mika, like,
incredible.
That's a huge.
I mean,
that's a tough person.
feel like there was a
I
note.
thought, maybe beat on a decision or whatever, a technical or whatever, but like to sub Mika, I don't even know if Mika had been subbed in how long.
And it happened pretty fast. It seemed like it was pretty back and forth. They were
It
kind
was
of
such a
playing-
weird placement that they did it. That
Was it a heel hook?
yeah,
Yeah.
right
I think so.
or inside. It was a toe. It was something with a foot.
Some
I don't
leg
know if
lock.
it
There's a
toe
leg
hold or-
lock of some
I
sort.
can't remember now.
They all, at a certain point, they all kind
Our
of.
Yeah.
enforcer that watches my channel will correct my mistake here.
The only other one that I had was no, that was for match of the year. So we'll go on from that. But one of the coolest submissions, if we need one more just to throw up there, because I'm gonna throw them all up there, and then hopefully put on one of our pages, was Craig Jones's first submission, because he just seemed like it just seemed so weird. You remember that one?
At ADCC?
Yeah.
I think I do. He was kind of rolling through, and then the guy just kind of tapped or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like he didn't even have it truly locked in. That guy's like, oh yeah, this is going to hurt, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm on the stage. I did it. We're here. We're cool.
He
we're
was
out.
just. Yeah, I thought that one was neat because it almost looked like his surprise helmet worked.
Yeah.
Like I thought that one was pretty.
Not
cool,
that this
but-
would be a submission of the year, but an interesting one I saw. It was just a couple of weeks ago on a card. I don't remember what promotion it was, but I know Rose Namajunas fought someone. She got beat in like 60 seconds. 60
Oh,
seconds.
yeah,
She
yeah.
got choked. But somebody got like a calf slicer. I remember seeing it. And I was
Oh,
like,
I know what
damn,
you're
that
talking
was
about.
pretty
That
cool.
You're
was,
talking about the two guys that kind of like went rolling through, and you remember that?
The calf slide. That was a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Was that on that
It was,
Fight Pass card?
No,
Yes.
no. It was the
It
It
just
went around
happened.
social
Fury
media
Pro.
for a while. It
Yeah.
was a weird.
It was against. Was it?
It made the guy
was
kind
it
of go
against,
belly
Clay?
down and
It was
lift his
against
leg
Clay.
Clay Guida, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that
And who
beat him, it
tapped
was
him?
Clay. I don't remember who
I
it
don't
was,
remember
but
who
it was
tapped
it was a calf slicer, and
Yeah.
it looked
It was gnarly.
awful.
Yeah.
Like just completely.
You don't see
awful.
those too often, I feel like.
Ronnie, no buggy choke.
No.
Oh,
When
figured that was
when I look, because when I was doing my research, which I did do my research.
Did you like the picture that Cam posted for you about the buggy joke?
Yeah, I'll deal with Cam later. I'm just kidding, Cam.
I mean, she looked like she was impressed.
Yeah, I'm sure she was. I looked up because Flow has their submission of the year and stuff, and so I was looking to see what they had picked out, and they did do J Rod's buggy choke in the trials.
Yes.
and that
Yeah,
one
that was
was
nice.
mostly because it wasn't a Rotolo that landed is why I'm okay with that being
There you go.
happening.
All right, so I'm gonna write those down. So we had Rita, we had Cade, and
Yeah.
we had the calf slicer, which that was definitely crazy.
Yeah.
We'll kind
It's
of
sad out of the whole year that we only really can base ADCC off. Because there's probably a lot more shit. We just
Sure.
can't think about it.
Yeah, but that was just.
But
the biggest
ADCC, I
one.
mean, it is. It's like,
That's the top.
right. And I
With-
sometimes wish that all these tournaments, there's so many damn tournaments right now, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I got to supposedly be at Indy this weekend and then Springfield the next weekend. And it's like,
I
2
thought-
weeks.
Wasn't Indy and Springfield the same weekend? Is it
No,
not?
Indy's
oh,
like
I'll
the
be-
21st,
and
and
then the-
Springfield's like the
So
28th.
we have the
Oh.
open mat the 21st.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's go on to match of the year. So this is one
Several
that we
good ones.
actually have a ton on. So
Mhm.
match of the year. Let's go with Brendan first. What do you
I
think?
think my favorite one probably have to be Ty Ruotolo and Nicholas Marigali.
That was a good one.
I think
That
my
was
favorite
going to
match.
be mine. Actually,
Yeah, that was a really
That was
great
a
one.
great match.
I thought you liked the Kane and Durant and Nicholas Marigali match. Or was it which one? Or
The
Craig
Kanan
Jones?
and Craig Jones.
Yeah, I don't
Fuck
remember which
that
one it
shit.
was that you were so mad at.
Yeah.
No.
that was the one.
Hold on a second.
Kanan just toyed with
Then
it.
I watched Kanan and Guy,
Kanan and Cyborg and Guy was.
and I was just like, oh, cool. I'm just not a fan of this. Like, that's Chad. We're the opposite. Like, you keep watching The Walking Dead. I'm like, nah, I'm fine. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
good.
out.
I don't need to watch.
I
Kanan
haven't
anymore.
watched The Walking Dead
You
lately.
ever
What?
walked out on a
Was this
big
part of
movie
your
in the
new me, new
Yes.
you?
No,
yeah.
I just
I fell asleep
you know they
in
changed
Bert.
something. I don't know how to buy the
I
episodes.
remember that. I was just like,
So I
this is
just
the
gave
dumbest
up on
movie
it.
I've ever seen.
But I did watch all of The Boys.
That's
So-
unfortunate.
so
And I
third-
loved it all the way through.
So, you like the third season?
I mean, I'm not saying like I enjoyed it more than the other seasons. I did thoroughly enjoy.
You like
the entire
Soldier
content.
Boy?
No, I mean I don't like him.
No, I mean like you like that plot.
him? Well,
Oh God,
I don't even know.
I don't know if I liked it. I just liked the whole idea of how they ran the series.
it's too much for me now.
I think
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
One of my matches was, and to kind of go along with what Chad said, it's another ADCC match. It was Nicky Rod versus Felipe Pena. When Nicky Rod beat Felipe Pena just like with that last second guard pass with pure, like a beautifully technical, he got into his body lock and then he passed the guard, came into the, it was just so pretty. And then also it's him beating Felipe Pena, which is, so then it's kind of like, all right, it's not just Gordon Ryan that can beat this guy, so it's really another passing of the torch. It's another one on their way up as we have one on their way down. And
Is Nicky Rod technically a purple belt still?
Yeah, he's purple or brown. I can't think. I don't know.
Because he was a blue belt when he won the
He got
trials,
his
right?
purple.
He got his purple belt when he won the trials as a blue belt, right?
Um,
if I remember correct.
Yeah, that's what makes no-gi so tough sometimes, is trying to keep up with all of it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so behind on all my promotions with my students, because it's like, I just can't.
So when
keep
are we
up.
just gonna jettison from the gi? Well, screw the rest of the.
Are you okay
things.
with it?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
My
oh my
fingers
god,
are all
our
sorts
numbers
of
would
fucked
go.
up.
Our numbers would go up so much.
Did you see that ADCC is going to do a Masters division
Yeah.
now too?
I know Tyler. Of course, Tyler Gordon immediately sent me the link.
I sent
so,
it to the leadership thing.
yeah, like any time there's anything with ADCC, it's sent to me immediately by Tyler
I
Gordon.
just
I
I,
got
was
it.
like,
I
fuck,
gotta
now
get
I
my-
have to learn how to wrestle.
Hold on, I gotta get my joke off. So, Ronnie, how did he do a body lock pass when he doesn't train and practice?
Oh, well, you see, he learned how to squash a watermelon, and
Yeah.
since he did that, that's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
checking.
They have upped their training since I talked shit about him. Though.
Yeah, Chad was the
So,
impotence for
I
that.
actually sent Craig Jones a message the other day and said I was proud of him after he did that Gabby Garcia.
God,
skit-
that was so
skit.
funny. Oh man, I laughed so hard at that. I laughed too hard at that.
You
I
didn't
shouldn't
see
have
it,
laughed.
did you? It's,
So
he's
good.
a genius when it
He
comes
is.
to how he
Okay.
markets
He is,
himself.
he is.
Yeah, he's great.
So he showed up to his computer, and I don't know how to do all the edits. I mean, but he you could see him typing on the computer, and then he goes on to Gabby Garcia's OnlyFans, and
Sends a message.
he says, how much for a pair of your underwear? And then you see him outside with a box running back in his house, and he opens them, and the underwear's like this.
It's parachute size, man. It's and then of course not to make a joke and he doesn't he makes this joke. He's like, oh, they're big. This is the joke. But then he continues it with a deep whiff.
If I was good-
inhaled it.
If I was good at editing and all this shit, I would a poll would pop up right now, and I would ask, how many people do you think that Craig Jones has he slept with Gabby Garcia? Yes or no?
Yeah, that's like.
And then you can select your answer. What is it? Yes or no?
Who cares?
The world wants to know.
Brendan has 3 of those.
I
an
feel
hour
like
show.
Craig Jones would
Just-
do it.
Of course he would, from the story.
So, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna pull because we did all of our matches, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. I'm gonna pull a audible on this loser of the year because we've hit a lot of that just
Craig
now.
Jones, poor guy, just keeps getting second, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not a loser, unfortunately. He's just the second best in the world.
No.
He's
Depends
still
how you
getting
want to
paid.
define that.
Yeah, but when
He's
you
not a
say
loser.
loser, what kind of loser?
No, I'm talking about they've lost their cachet.
Mm.
Yeah, you're looking
From
at
this past
either
year.
Felipe
Gabby
Pena
Garcia.
or Andre
Felipe
Galvao.
Pena's for sure.
Yeah, he's really-
There's
and,
another name we can't list.
since
but-
we are
You read my mind.
since we are only male centric in this show, I will add. I just lost her name now.
Bastos.
Bastos. Yeah, Bastos. She's
Falling off.
yeah.
Yeah.
The women's division
Now
is,
the gi, if she's losing gi, that's bad.
Yeah, she's pretty well done.
the men's division, I feel like cycles in 3 to 5 years. The women's division, I feel like
1 to
cycles
2.
in 6 to 1 year.
Oh no, I think they can cycle out pretty quick.
I mean, 6 months
Or-
to 1 year. Is what I'm
or
saying.
like you're saying, no, I agree. I 100%. Or you stay there forever.
Because
Yeah.
the women's division, the technique now, because there is, it's like how that woman that, I don't know if I can even say this, but just joined Gordon Ryan. Women are starting
Oh.
to realize
Helena.
that they have to up their shit. They can't do this casual training anymore. They got to grind like a guy if they really, and they got to get the technique up. And now they're starting to click it. So it's like our technique can't change dramatically at the highest level. I mean, a lasso's a lasso, spider guard's a spider guard.
Mhm.
You're just gonna have to put the reps in. But in the women, just look at you have a lot of you watch a lot of girls train because of Sun Yoon. Look at all the. I mean, clearly Sun Yoon's one of the hardest training. I mean,
I'm sorry. I just had this thought in my head about that the other day with that Helena on a post. It was the saltiest brown belt woman I've ever read in my life. She goes, "You guys act like this girl's some phenom or something. She's been training 10 years. She should be fighting me and not fighting, blue and purple belts and giving her rewards for that."
Just because she joined and made a post.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like,
But that's the problem with the women's division.
I was like,
I mean,
wow.
that happens in the men's
what
division
kind of
too, but-
sad individual are you that you have to discredit this 16-year-old
16-year-old.
Yeah.
girl who's winning
Yeah.
from 14 to 16? She's beating blue and purple belts, and you're like, oh, do better, beat a black belt.
Well, it's the same thing
I
with
was-
Sun Yoon. You know, she's 13 and she goes winning the adult division. It's like, well, why'd she win the white? You know, why isn't she winning the purple belt? Like, well, probably because she's 95 pounds.
13.
I mean,
But I'm just like, I think about that salty individual
Yeah.
that has to, that person's a miserable human
Yeah,
being.
for sure.
I hope that person's watching somehow because, just like come beat my daughter up. Because
Yeah.
you need some like wins in life or something.
but I mean, out of all the girls that I have in my academy now, none train like Sun Yoon. None of them.
What Sunny's weird too, though.
But you know what I'm saying? So, like,
She trains more than most guys.
the
I think.
women's division, that's how it is.
Well, the thing that, and I think Ronnie will back, and because I don't like to brag on her, Ronnie will back me up on this. The one thing that is unique about her is she actually like thinks about things, and she's like, she told us the other day, she was like, yeah, I just think I'm plateauing. I'm not doing better.
And that'll happen.
We see,
Everybody has that.
and we're sitting there and we're seeing growth, and we're like, well, actually, you seem like you're doing better. So she's just like, I'm just gonna really buckle down and get better at wrestling.
Yeah, what Michael's bringing up in there is she's young enough, but she's young, but she still has the presence of mind to notice something like that.
Yeah.
At 13, plateau wasn't even in my fucking vocabulary.
Yeah.
So that's
That just
insane.
reminded me of a funny thing because when we were on vacation, Lucy picked up the shell and she said, "This is such a gorgeous shell."
Yeah.
And Mandy was like, "I don't know a lot of 4-year-olds that are like
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
use some of the vocabulary words that
Absolutely.
So it's kind of funny that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird, like she identifies like when she rolls with Brandon, she knows like, oh, Brandon can outstrength me anytime he wants, and that she's just trying to be technical with him and stuff like that, and and then she's just and then I'll be like, hey, you did good against Brandon. She's like, oh, he wasn't really trying, and like she'll just walk off and she'll just be like, yeah, it doesn't matter, he's not.
I'll
trying.
be honest though, sometimes she makes me have to try to be strong because she's so good that it's like, oh well, she's gonna sweep me here if I don't. Like
That's-
she's
that's
getting
took
so
her
the-
back on Monday.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the rule that we kind of have, like our rule in the gym, our unspoken kind of rule in the gym is if you're going with Sun Yoon and if you had to use strength, you lost. Like if you had to.
Fuck,
Like,
you strength all the
I
time.
know, and that which means that we're losing all the time.
Yeah,
you
she's
know?
good, man. She
But
makes me
I'm
have
beating
to.
her ass.
It's just one of those
I
things.
face
To
tracked her
me-
so hard.
There
on
we go.
accident.
Chad
to
Classic.
to me, it's just one of those things. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, but I have a lot of hope for these young girls that are coming up around Sun Yoon. The only thing I'm scared of is that this is gonna get me in trouble. The role models they have in jiu-jitsu right now, I don't care for.
Yeah.
It's a lot of still Instagram models and
100%.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's what they get paid off of.
Mhm.
And Sun Yoon's like, I'm not doing that. She
Yeah.
wants to be an MMA fighter, so
and that's
she
it,
doesn't
it's
want to do that.
and it's not necessarily those people. I mean, it is, but it's also that's where
It's
they're gonna.
society.
That's where the money is.
Yeah, it's society. It's,
She's
it's
gonna have
us.
to be like Stamp. Is it Stamp?
Yeah.
She's gonna have to be kind of like that, where she has this cute, innocent little gig that's her thing. But because if she doesn't want to do the OnlyFans crap like every other freaking woman seems to be doing in the league right now, she's gonna have to find her niche without having to basically sell her soul.
She's more like Grace Gundren.
Yeah.
It's gonna
But if
be
she
like,
wants to get the publicity, she's gonna have to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
I told her,
Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
I
in the
told her, I
sport.
said
mean,
she's gonna have to be more excellent than some of these others, like where she doesn't lose and stuff, and she basically like, yeah, that's fine. That's how I'll go. Because she's like, I don't want to do that other stuff.
And it could be something even outside, like if she's maybe not necessarily like for money wise, obviously she can go out and teach a seminar because she actually is a very good teacher.
Yeah.
She's soft spoken, but other than that, she's a great teacher. So
yeah.
she can handle that. Where a lot of those people they can't teach because as soon as they get any
But
kind
she's
of
still gonna have to increase her following somehow.
Yeah.
She's gonna still have you. I mean, no matter what, like just like the show, like we have to increase our following somehow if we want to grow the show.
Also,
That doesn't mean that us getting our shirts off is gonna do it, unfortunately, because it's not for us. But it just the industry sucks in that aspect of
Yeah.
how you get successful and how you get
By the time she's became an actual adult and grown into herself too, things may have changed a lot. I mean, next
it's true.
6 to
We
7
don't know
years,
what-
things
there
could
could be a lot more
dramatically
money too in
change.
the sport.
I have a lot of hope for one.
Yeah.
And I know, and you mentioned Stamp right away, and that's kind of her thing. But a lot of those people, that's not their thing. Angela Lee, for one, that's not her thing. It's
Yeah.
like the whole family thing and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think there's some hope there. But on the other end of the spectrum, they signed Danielle Kelly and keep giving her matches. So, and I don't think she's super good, honestly.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go to, speaking of, nice transition, top women of the year.
Yeah.
Do I have to bail some of you out on this one?
Amy Campo.
There we go. Okay,
That-
good.
To be honest, I mean,
She
that's a
won
great
Worlds
pick.
and she won 80s. I think she won Worlds too.
And I
so
knew it the whole time.
I knew it the whole time.
Pretty good way to close out a year. ADCC
it's
and
it's
Worlds.
hard. I mean,
She probably won
for
pants,
me,
too.
it's between her
Michael,
and
I have to admit some truth to you.
Uh-oh.
I didn't really know anything about Amy Campo.
that was well done.
that was well done.
That was well
good.
done.
I was scared for like a nanosecond there. Yeah, go ahead.
Saint Marie. That's one
Yep.
you got to put up in there. She finished second in ADCC, but she also beat Bastos in that in the what was
Yeah,
that?
she had another fight too. I thought that I watched that was good.
Yeah,
she did good at Worlds too, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's another one to put up in there. I agree with Chad. I think Amy Campo's probably on the top of the list.
Yeah, I think I'm with Amy Campo Camp as well.
And
She's-
I'll throw out Fiona Davies because she won her first ADCC.
we gotta
She
acknowledge
swept
Fiona
a lot of
Davis as well.
stuff. She's kind of now, in my opinion, the top. That in women, she's the top.
She's the top
pound for
name right
pound.
now.
Yeah,
Top pound for pound too. Just like
I think as far as following, I don't know who has a better following in the sport right now than her.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
And unfortunately,
probably
Well,
still Gabby.
Yeah, Gabby.
does have-
But
Gabby
that's
still does.
100% because of Craig, though.
200
Right.
She had 200 men do a seminar, and she made some big post about she had an instructor who said men will never pay for a woman to instruct them.
and she's not wrong. A lot
Yeah.
of times
no,
that wouldn't happen.
she's not. Yeah,
So-
the instructor wasn't wrong, but she was just kind of like a bleep you to him. I
Yeah.
have 200 men
That's awesome.
after I won ADCC, which, to be honest with you, Dutch actually says he watches a lot of her passing.
Which
Yeah.
that kind of goes back to that comment you made about that one girl talking trash about that girl joining Gordon Ryan's,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Like, there's two choices you can make in life. You can sit and be that little bitch that comments on all these things, or you can be that person that takes action
And fixes it.
and makes the shit happen, and that's cool. Instead of playing this victim like, oh, no guys are ever going to come to my seminar, and this is never going to work, and blah. Like, she made the shit happen. That's a statement. And that I mean, I think it's really cool that she did that.
I think she's pretty impressive. I think she does work very hard and trains hard and has advanced jiu-jitsu, and I think that's why she's winning right now. Which I obviously am
I'll
always
still
gonna
beat
be
her in a
down for.
match, but hey, that's beside the point.
What's his name's wife too? She won the Worlds this year, right? Eva's
Oh
wife?
yeah.
Yeah.
After having a baby,
She's-
well, no, I don't know about the Worlds. They won the
Oh.
Pans.
Oh, they both won.
They both won the
She-
Pans.
Okay.
I
I don't think he went to Worlds.
I don't think they
yeah,
did.
I think
Okay.
they didn't. They just didn't.
I didn't go to Worlds
Not
either,
to-
and it's funny because I don't know who I was talking to this about the other day, in class somewhere, but the Pans trip's just so convenient right now.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
10-hour drive to Texas. You can compete. You drive home. It's a major title. The Worlds, it's just a logistics nightmare. They need to change it because
Yeah, but
2 weeks before Christmas,
yeah, but then all those California people can't win. What are you talking about?
If it was in Vegas, I think it'd be fine.
Vegas would
Yeah.
be fine. But here's the thing: quit doing it 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, that's madness.
You know, like my family trip now is the week after Christmas. That's just what I've made for Mandy. She wants that family trip.
It's
Christmas
great time to do it.
is expensive as crap.
Yes.
You know, we all get a week off. Like that works perfect now to close the gym
Mhm.
during that week so that people can do if they want.
You really don't think that's intentional?
What? That
That's
they're
2 weeks before Christmas.
I'm sure it is.
It's
But I'm just
intentional.
saying, like, if you want a real Worlds, your numbers would be higher.
The no-gi division is always going to be the bastard child of IBJJF, I think, no matter what.
But I feel like you should throw it in November. It used to be in November.
But like
Actually, I think it used to be in
you,
October.
it has
but-
to be intentional.
Well, I
No,
mean,
no one. No, if you really want a world champion, where you're gonna have, first off, if you're really gonna want a world champion in a lot of ways, you're gonna make it centralized so it's fair travel for everyone, so you can pull the most people.
Yeah.
Like Texas. Like when I saw ADCC and they said we're either gonna have the Open at SoCal or Texas. Tina was like, well, which one? I was like, it has to be Texas. Why would it not be Texas? It's cheaper. I mean, taxes, the whole thing. Buildings, I guarantee you, are cheaper and
Everything's
stuff like
cheaper, 100%.
that. And it's central.
Yeah.
The only reason you would put it in Southern California is because you're being biased to all of those schools in Southern California. There's
Because
no doubt.
I think they still have some COVID restrictions, which is not a big deal. I'm not saying anything against that. But you got that dilemma. You got to fly. You can't drive. I mean, you can drive 28 hours if you want to drive, or 29 hours. So you got to buy a plane ticket. You got to rent a car. You got to pay higher prices to stay somewhere. And then it's 2 weeks before Christmas. Like, to me, I can't do it. I can't. I mean, I want to compete at the Worlds, but logistics-wise, I'm just going to do the no-gi pants until that makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't think in any way nobody would ever say that. So let's go ahead and transition into top men. Would be top man.
Probably not Gordon Ryan.
That's something.
How do you not? I mean, he's.
Do we have to make the caveat top man that's not Gordon Ryan?
Yeah, that has to be it. I
Yeah.
mean, because otherwise the answer is going to be him.
Yeah.
So who's the second bet? Craig Jones? Okay, so who's the third bet?
I'm really impressed with Giancarlo Bodini or whatever. I really
yeah.
He's blown up a lot.
You may give him like most improved or most that would be
Stand
like
out.
his, stand out.
He was definitely breakout athlete.
Breakout.
Of the year,
That's
for sure.
a great way to say that.
I mean, he blew everyone's
I
mind.
think Cade Ruotolo.
Yeah.
Another
Cade
big
for
one
sure.
for me.
Cade's for sure, yeah.
That's a huge
Those two are probably my standouts.
So we can't use Craig, and we can't.
I think
use
Marigali kind of in a way too.
Marigali
had a
and
great
Nogi for
showing.
sure.
Yeah. I'd say Marigali, Cade definitely has to be up there.
I think the thing I like about Marigali was IBJJF stuck it up his ass and screwed him over on that Worlds because he flicked that guy off.
Yeah.
And I understand the sportsman. He lost. It was like the finals, I think.
And he was winning, and he
I'll
flipped
have
some
my
guy off and got
guy
DQ'd.
confirm this shit later, and I'll get back to you guys. But yeah, he was winning the absolute or his division.
He was responding though.
Yeah, and the crowd was saying something to him, and he was winning, and he just flipped him off, and they DQ'd him, and he was gonna win the Worlds or whatever in the gi.
It's crazy because
The
he's also
open weight.
Brazilian.
Yeah, and so then I think after that he did his little adjustment. He went to Gordon Ryan, and now he's almost bigger, and it's cool that he did that.
Yeah.
Like he's. I mean, I've always liked watching
Yeah, he's fun.
his game. I mean, he's good.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about it later on, but Marigali and Kanan, it's gonna be fun.
We're at the 32-minute mark.
Yeah.
We're not. We're still in the action.
Goodness.
It'll just turn off, right?
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
So-
mean, if there's a screen.
Now
there,
the
we're
nice
good.
thing is that we're done. So
Really?
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
That was the awards. Yeah, that was it.
We've done it.
We threw out a bunch of names. Do we want to argue until we get the exact number one, the exact number, on all of those?
Well, we could if we
We
want.
can only get to number 3.
Let's do the top. Let's do the top women because that one actually can be discussed a
Yeah.
little bit more. So I think, but that one's probably pretty easy because it's probably going to be Amy.
It's Amy. Yeah.
Right? We all in agreement on that one.
Yep.
I would like to see the match between Fiona and Amy, but I think Amy wins.
Amy's bigger
Yeah.
than Fiona, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she took out Gabby, which is basically like that's my benchmark.
That was a good match. I forgot about that
Such
match.
a great match.
I would. I would.
Out
I
of
would-
bounds, arm drag,
that was-
in the cameras.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was so.
and then
good.
just keep going on the concrete.
Yep.
Not stopping. That's
she's like,
that's awesome.
That's right. I cut you
I
down. I'm
even
not
thought,
letting you up.
who's the girl that? Is it Amy Campo that fought? Who was the next girl she fought? And it was like an Atos girl or something, and it was a good match too.
It wasn't Bia. It was the other one. I always get Bia and her mixed up. It was her.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember her name, but it was at the finals match or whatever. I think. And
She's one of the goats, dude.
It was.
She's one of the
it was
ones
a
that kills
good
everything.
match.
Yeah, for sure. And top man, it'd probably be it's Cade.
It's
Nene,
Gordon.
or
but-
Marigali. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Subcategory.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon.
Subcategory.
Yeah, if we're talking
It sucks. We always
like
get the
who's
caveat.
Now we got to remember we're talking about of that year.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's do this right now. When does Gordon Ryan fall off being the best?
We can actually let's have that after this.
Later?
That's nice. Yeah, that's
Okay.
actually a good question.
So if we're gonna say who's our top, and we've already thrown out Gordon and Craig.
Yeah.
I'm good with saying Maringali, man, because that growth from switching,
It's pretty amazing.
yeah, and then still, yeah, it's like he also when I was looking through top stuff, he had the ADCC gave him the award for best throw. Like so, he's not only is he going from being in the gi to no gi, but he's going into no gi and he's hitting throws and shit. Like that's insane.
Cade was the youngest to ever win, too.
Yeah,
It's a pretty big accomplishment.
you have yeah
May
you
never
have to
get
keep that.
surpassed. I mean,
Mhm.
how old was he? 21 or 2 or something?
Oh, I don't think.
Is he even that
I
old?
feel like he's 19.
Yeah, I mean, how are you
Maybe
ever going to
20,
beat that, you know?
19.
I could be wrong.
And either one of them who won was going to be the youngest,
ask
right?
for
Mika
our
was like 19 or
Channel
something, too.
enforcer, give us the answer how old Kate is.
Can we just all be in agreement that the loser of the year is Felipe?
I'm good with that.
Since he, got beat by
And he didn't show up for
Nikki.
third place, right?
Yes, and
That is the worst thing that you
that's-
could do.
and that screwed me
And
in
the
our
ADCC.
competition. And then he goes out, treats Ty like a child, and then Ty beats him.
I like that.
Everyone forgets that. I always mention that. I'm like, that's a big deal because he was just trying to bully him and like do mean stuff to him, and then he ends up winning, and then he looked like he was gonna throw like a hissy fit afterwards that he
Yeah,
lost.
The way he-
had a very bad.
The way he
year.
quit
Yeah.
against Gordon, too, was pretty...
Yeah.
And then now he gets another round of that, which we'll talk about.
What'd you
soon.
get for Christmas?
What did I get for Christmas?
Yeah.
Um, a lot of cool stuff.
What's your favorite thing?
Why are we talking?
I got this cool art book for Lord of the Rings that I've been looking at.
You know what's
That's one of
funny
my
is we were asking this question the other day in the car with all the kids, and of course the kids are at that teenage stage where like I don't know, and then Lucy out of nowhere was like, I got this Gabby dollhouse and it has this and this and I loved it. It was kind of adorable.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere she just threw that out, and it's amazing when you start out young you have like so much ambition sometimes, and then you get older and life just kind of kicks your ass.
Yeah.
My kids don't even like Christmas now.
I mean, I'm not I don't like
I
holidays,
love Christmas.
period. but
I'm actually Gage. I love
Yeah.
Christmas. I like
Gage
it.
like snow and shit, right?
Yeah.
He's-
Yeah, Gage told me one time that he said he will spend $1,000 on Christmas decorations every year, not once.
Yeah, every
Every year, new ones. He said he had. I said, so what? I was like, Kalen is a huge Halloween fan. It's like, oh, I'm a Christmas guy. And I was like, oh, you like Christmas? And he goes, dude. And he pulls up his phone. At the ready, had an app that was a countdown to how long it was till Christmas, and it
You would
was
never think that out of him.
4 months out.
He's one of the most.
That's Allison.
He is an onion.
Yeah,
He
a lot
has
of layers. A lot of
Like,
layers.
He is like,
Yeah.
if you really talk to him, he is like, he has layers.
Oh,
he
for
is,
sure.
he's a-
Because if you
he's
meet
a
him at
great
first,
dude.
you probably have the mentality that Brandon has.
Yeah.
Like, this
He's
dude's
a-
scary and intimidating.
He's
I
like
don't want to
Gage?
fuck with
He's
him.
still
like
there.
Gage?
Well, I'm
He's
saying
a
that
great-
like he's a
he
very
is-
intimidating, scary person.
He is
in front
legit
when
like
you don't know
a
him
great
emotionally.
human
Sure.
being.
Mhm.
Like how he treats Sun Yoon is just like it almost makes me tear up. Like how much he like
It's
just
genuine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Like, it's-
crazy. And then the other thing though, with Christmas, my girl said is we actually went to Chicago.
Mhm.
And we did like a little getaway and stuff, but that's like my kids were like, "Oh, can we just do that every year?" And
Is that what
Yeah.
you did the week
presents?"
before
Yeah,
Christmas?
yeah,
Yeah.
Which was the worst trip ever.
Really?
It was, because that's when that bomb cycle went through.
What?
When it was like negative 19
Oh yeah,
degrees
yeah, yeah, yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Negative
So I
24.
mean, it was
yeah.
fun. It was fun when
We
I mean,
had-
we had fun.
We
but,
had a good time.
But like we were gonna go to Wrigley and ice
Yeah.
skate in Wrigley and like do all this fun stuff. And
Yeah,
then
that
the
was
day
that
before it got
negative
canceled.
24 for that
It was
couple of
awful.
days. That kind of not ruined our vacation, but it made it colder than it should have been
Yeah.
for that week.
Yeah.
It was like 50s and 60s instead of 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
and that makes a big difference down there.
But
Huge.
my we actually came home and they got presents and they were just like, can we just go on a bigger trip next year and
Yeah.
not worry about
Yeah.
that?
One year we decided, I was like, I'm tired of driving 10 hours, 13 hours, 14
Mhm.
hours. Like, we're going to go to Wisconsin Dells. I don't know, this is like 4 years ago or whatever.
Mhm.
You remember when I went to that?
I think
No,
so.
I remember that. So it was when I was
And
there.
it was a nightmare trip. Like, there's some good parts, but it's
Sure.
kind of the same thing. Like, we're driving down there, and I will never forget it. Like, weather's good, it's 50 degrees, and then next thing you know, there's snow everywhere.
Yeah.
And there is this Tahoe, and it's like sideways on the road. I'm hitting my brakes, like we're dead. What's this?
The funny part of that story is that we went to the place you suggested
Yeah.
like a month beforehand, and we went, and our daughters, like, Sun Union Court, they don't really complain that much. Like, they're pretty good kids on, like, if something messes up, they'll just make the best of it.
Mhm.
They got in the water park at the place you told us, and they were like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, we
They
left
were like,
early.
we hate this.
So it's the Mount Olympus, and back in the day, 10 years ago is when
Yeah,
I
it's
went.
nice, probably,
You
yeah.
know, it was a decent place. You would check in when you went to the actual resort. Blah, blah, blah. It had a theme park. It had, so this year not this year, but this time when we went back, it's one of those, what is it now, like a timeshare
Yeah,
thing or
it's a
whatever.
resort, yeah.
And you have to go to an off-site office. So you had to drive 10 miles away, which in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Check in, come back. It was a nightmare. We left, we stayed one night, I think, and just came
Sounds
home.
so terrible.
We went to Great Wolf Lodge, which is like paradise.
Yeah.
It's so fun. The kids got to do whatever they want. And then Tina was like, man, let's extend our stay one more day. She said, but let's go somewhere else. Let's go that place Chad wanted to go. So we were like, okay. So we went there, and the kids hate it. And we were all, and the girls, I remember, like, the bed's sticky. This is gross. I don't want to be
It was
here.
horrible.
And then Tina goes, bleep that. Don't tell Chad anything. Let him go to his resort.
That's harsh. That hurts.
Well,
I'm
what
ending
were
the
we
show
gonna-
on that note, and then we're clipping this and putting this audio.
Remember that guy we saw on the side of the road on the way back from Pans?
Yeah, that was.
There's no way he's still alive.
So we were coming
It's
back
crazy.
in Arkansas. Everyone's drove in Arkansas. It's
Yeah.
like the worst roads in the world.
Mm.
But this was
Yeah.
one
Drivers.
lane.
No, they had a construction. Yeah,
And it
was
had
one
a
lane,
shoulder and one lane.
And this guy.
And then the midpoint, there's brick wall. So it's a brick wall, one lane, shoulder.
And this guy pulled over on the side of the road of the one lane that we're supposed to drive through.
Got
And
out
got
of his
out.
truck. So he's out of his
And
truck
it's
on the driver's
pitch
side.
black, no lights.
It's insane.
I mean, it was like.
That's a death wish.
Yeah, he's for sure dead. There's like no way I can see him living from that.
So thanks for watching the show.
That's terrible.
Except for that
Thank
guy.
you so much.
Well, maybe he's watching from somewhere
Hopefully
else.
you're in a better place
Yeah.
and watching us.
Yeah.
Don't pull over next time.
Is that it? Are we done?
Goodbye.